Ciao ragazzi, benvenuti su Twin Wars, sono Ettore Vialpi e oggi sono qui per vedere insieme a voi l'ultimo patch note uscito di Helldivers2. Lo attendevamo da tanto e oggi è il grande giorno. Naturalmente, prima di iniziare vi chiedo sempre un fantastico like e iscrivetevi per restare sempre aggiornati sui miei prossimi caricamenti. Detto questo, si inizia. Eccoci qua ragazzi, pronti per far partire il video. Naturalmente io ho cominciato a vedermelo, ho visto se non sbaglio i primi 2 minuti per vedere se erano le stesse cose che già ci avevano detto in quelle piccole pills che ci hanno dato giornalmente, con Buffa Day, Keeps the Bug Away, quindi ogni giorno ci davano un pezzettino di patch, ma al momento i primi 2 minuti non c'era niente che già ci avevano detto, quindi roba nuova. Penso che comunque l'hanno diviso in cose più avanti, quindi ci sarà poi un comparto armi dove molte delle patch che abbiamo già visto ci verranno ripetute. Naturalmente cominciamo. Ho messo sottotitoli, caso mai servissero. Qua naturalmente questi sottotitoli, my name is Peter. Peter ha detto un nome un pochino più lungo di Jan Pat, però fa pure lui un Deliced Boy. Però prendiamo questi sottotitoli per come sono, naturalmente non è che quando ci saranno le immagini forse si capirà meglio.
Today we're diving into the patch notes of Helldivers 2.
Posso vi tradurre naturalmente le cose più importanti della patch, a parte i vari discorsetti. Partiamo con la patch note che è la 0.001.007, perché sotto c'è un 100 allora, sopra c'è un 100 nel video. Forse contiene 100 patch insieme.
General changes that we've done.
Ah, vedi, lui era un Jonah Pildstedt e lui Naklas Melborg. Come ha fatto a fare Boy Ball? Vabbè. Vabbè, prendo un po' l'audio, questi sottotitoli vengono fatti un po' al caso. Ah, ok, il primo partiamo del partial damage. Partial damage.
Damage is when your armor penetration is the same as the target that you hit.
Ok, quindi quando facciamo danni, queste appunto sono cose che non avevo neanche troppo visto mentre giocavo. Se il nostro armor penetration è uguale all'armatura del target, si ha questo.
Normally you did half damage, now you're doing like 2/3.
Ah, va bene, quindi se la nostra armor penetration è uguale a quella del bersaglio, invece fa metà del danno, ne fa i 2/3. Buono.
We feel that it removes some of the sponginess, it feels better overall. You see it as with like stuff like the anti-material rifle versus gunship or the liberator penetrator versus the chest of a devastator. Like it feels like it took way too many shots when you got into that position, and yeah, now it still matters, but it's you won't feel futile trying.
Ah, ok, va bene. Dice comunque adesso non sembrerà inutile sparargli perché gli faremo un po' di buono. Adesso siamo sul the shot damage, danno in testa.
Suddenly died was like someone hit you in the head. It hurts.
Ah, va bene,
maybe it hurt too much. So we lowered the damage you take when you get hit in the head to it does 50% more instead of 100% more damage.
Va bene, hanno abbassato il danno in testa del 50%.
Those kind of sudden deaths.
Yes.
Especially against the bots, I assume.
I mean, the bugs hit you in the head surprisingly often.
Right.
So, yeah.
Giusto?
So,
insettacci.
Stuff will do more damage, but you will die like the sudden death type of thing will happen less.
Right, and with that change as well, it's easier to get injuries again.
Yes.
So getting a broken arm, broken leg is
sarà più facile ricevere
more frequently.
Yeah.
Sarà più frequente, appunto, invece che una volta del genere hanno aumentato, che ne so, braccia rotto, gamba rotta. Penso anche la ferita toracica, tutto il mappetto del mondo che faceva male.
It's been like a feature that we've had that you never really saw, because normally you either like died or that didn't happen. Now you will have more broken legs, broken arms.
So return of sweet liberty, my leg.
Yes. We haven't done that much to the weapons that have currently been the most powerful, but we've done a lot to the weapons that wasn't like the top weapons.
Right. Yeah.
Ok, ora possiamo pensare al comparto armi.
Actually, let's go through this list and see. Talk a little bit about all the weapons. So the first one is like the Liberator and Liberator Carbine.
Ok. I due liberatori, più o meno. Se non sbaglio, tradotti in italiano così, sì, Liberator, immagino il liberatore.
and as I said to the community several times, my favorite weapon is the Liberator. This time around, we've increased its damage a little bit from 60 to 70. We've increased the amount that it staggers enemies. We've given it a little bit more spare magazines and the amount of magazines that you start with. So it's just rounding it up to bring it up to the as the baseline for all other weapons to follow.
Yeah.
Buono, buono, perché hanno aumentato comunque il danno, sia da quel che ho capito, sia munizioni e caricatore, e il suo potere da stun. Molto molto carino, hanno fatto dei lavoroni, ragazzi. Davvero
Before
un
you had
bel
like
lavoro.
you could take the sickle, and it did almost the same thing as the Liberator. You just had infinite ammo, and now it's like, okay, the assault rifles are gonna do more damage. Like we're not nerfing the sickle in any way. Like let that be what it is, because it's really good. We just say like now you have a reason to take the assault rifles.
Oh, so assault rifle, more punch.
È dato il motivo per prenderti il fucile d'assalto.
More assault.
More assault.
And more rifle.
Yeah.
And then we have another
il
concussive. Concussive.
Quello che spara cose di fuoco.
You know, we had drum mags lying around.
So it has a drum mag?
Yeah.
So, what is that, 50, 60 rounds?
60 rounds.
Okay. But I assume that it's not going to have the same amount of magazines as it has.
No. We dragged it down from 10 magazines to 6, which actually means that in total you have more bullets than before. So you went from, I think the total goes from 300 bullets to 360.
Okay.
Ok, hanno mai diminuito i caricatori, ma hanno aumentato quanto caricatore hanno, e forse non era quella che spara tutto fuoco, quella incinerator.
Yeah. And one of the things with the concussive is it's great at crowd control, but
until it isn't.
Yeah, you have to reload it.
Yeah.
But if you have a bigger mag, it's 100% more crowd control.
Oh, that's cool.
Speaking of fan favorites.
Ok, il breaker, questo è il mio preferito, devo dire.
So have we finally reverted the breaker to what it was at launch?
Yes, we have.
We have. Congrats.
Wait, you got more. It actually got more stagger.
Oh.
It can stagger hunters now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And 16 rounds per magazine.
Yes.
Nice.
And no, we didn't also take away magazines.
One exciting update this time around is spray and pray.
Oh.
It's one of those weapons that has been neglected. It's been sat there in a corner, it's done its thing.
Nessuno lo usato.
But this time around we've introduced a duckbill choke to the spray and pray, which means that the shotgun blast will spread out more horizontally than vertically.
Yes. And we increased
Non faceva tutte quelle cose,
the damage.
Oh, nice.
Infatti,
So,
perché
It goes from 192
oh. Complimenti. Questi sono buff.
to 240.
Nice. Laser.
Vabbè, che stanno fermi, è vero.
We can maybe talk about this like in all the lasers, but the size, we start
Ok, i laser in
we gave
generale.
it a low-powered scope, because that seemed reasonable with how accurate it is.
Right. So lasers travel fast, and therefore you can be pretty accurate with it.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? One thing we've done for all the laser weapons is they set enemies on fire faster.
Okay.
Ok, gli danno
We
fuoco.
added, so they actually set things on fire. Normally, when it got set on fire, it was already dead. So now it sets on fire faster.
Okay, so you basically went out
quando vanno a fuoco
glass and tested it out.
Yeah.
Comincia già a uccidere, buono.
Also, the recoil has been reduced quite a lot on laser weapons.
Yeah, we removed it.
Oh.
So, because that makes sense.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we removed it.
Reduced quite a lot on laser weapons.
Yeah, we removed it.
Oh.
Hanno rimosso proprio il caricamento.
That makes sense.
Yeah, right. Laser doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Imagine having a laser pen as a presenter and that had recoil. It would be a horrible presentation.
Ok, quindi gli puoi sparare all'infinito. Non c'è più la ricarica, giustamente. Andranno solo, si scalderanno e basta, probabilmente. Come sta aggiornare, questo è un gighino, quindi ha finito. Dopo questo video andrò subito a provare gli aggiornamenti. Naturalmente passiamo alla prossima, il crossbow, che devo dire sì, utilizza non era male, era molto molto carino come arma.
Yes, at this point.
Yeah.
But I think we're finally there. When it was introduced, it had a big explosion radius and it did a lot of damage. So what we did was we gave it a big explosion that did a lot of damage.
Perfetto, siamo tornati come era uscito.
Okay. I think we went full circle on that one.
Yeah.
Except that it's also one-handed now.
This one is one that...
la cosa che adesso è pure una mano, è molto carina, che puoi portare oggetti e averlo per sparare mentre porti i codici, c'è qualcosa da portare comunque, le uova adesso.
Nobody asked for, but we did it anyways.
Sì, nessuno l'ha chiesto.
A raptor.
Yes.
We brought the shrapnel back.
Yeah.
Le raptor diciamo non mi è mai piaciuto come fucile.
It has shrapnel. It is not when it was introduced, it actually had the wrong shrapnel. Like it did potentially over 9,000 in damage.
It's over 9,000.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's over 9,000.
It is over 9,000. Now it won't do that much, but it still has a lot of shrapnel. It feels good. It's what it's supposed to have been.
Non sono...
but did you remove the explosion?
No.
Okay. So it's explosion and shrapnel.
Yeah.
Vabbè, esplode, fa meno danni,
some other older weapons. The defender.
Yeah, I mean, we adjusted it slightly.
Non sono un amante delle armi a una mano, così, utilissima, però no.
Slightly too weak. So we increased the damage a little bit and...
ok, hanno creato solo la danno.
A weapon that wasn't that good, but a lot of people used it and it was a favorite. It's the Liberator Penetrate.
Okay. And
davvero?
We upped the damage.
Okay, so and the Liberator Penetrator now is at the power level where the regular Liberator was before.
Yeah, we increased it from 45 to 60.
Yeah. So that means that it will shoot as the Liberator did, but punch through armor.
Yes.
So it will do more. Okay. Yes.
Da provare ragazzi. Sembra molto carino.
The marksman rifles.
Yeah, so let's talk about those in like a bunch. The diligence and the counter sniper. So we just took them to 11. Just like 125 damage from diligence, let's go to 165. That makes a lot of difference
tutto.
When, like, if you're shooting at a hunter.
In parte mi piace sempre che uno abbia il cecchino.
Shooting at a warrior, hit the head, dies in one shot.
Okay, so you mean with the regular diligence, people will be able to live out their marksman fantasies.
Molto danno, tutti col cecchino staranno.
Yes, and if you have really like those marksmen.
Devo provare il livello 10, ragazzi.
Then you just go to the counter sniper, because we took it up to 200 damage, and we increased the stagger force and the damage versus durable.
Io vedo numeri solo alti.
More than triple it. So
it doesn't matter if I hit a devastator, they'll wobble around.
No, but a warrior will.
Okay.
Okay, no.
So if I just hit a warrior, they'll just wobble around.
Yeah.
So if you miss the shot, then you'll be able to take a second shot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, now we have one of the powerful weapons that
powerful
maybe we shouldn't touch because it's really good. Was the Blitzer.
Really good, non lo so, pure la build elettrica non è che mi sia mai piaciuta.
But we touched it.
Vediamo un attimo cosa hanno pompato.
Where did you touch it?
I touched it on the stun button.
The stun.
All the arc weapons on the arc weaponry, like the Tesla Tower, the arc thrower,
tutte adesso stunnano.
They now also stack up a stun value.
Madò, tantissimo, guarda quanto l'ho mandato indietro.
Okay, so you can crowd control more efficiently with the Blitzer now than you could before.
Mi piace questo crowd, questo controllo. Le flame weapon hanno pompato di nuovo?
So we've done some major adjustments.
Cioè, giustamente ora l'hanno pompate perché non le fate. Esatto, sono tornato indietro.
As we should have.
Perfetto. Vabbè, questo era anche il pezzettino del primo patch note che hanno fatto, se non sbaglio.
Life finds a way.
Sì.
There was some stuff to go through, but it was the right thing to do. So everything's possible if you put enough time into it.
Okay. And the flame weapons has also gotten an armor penetration increase.
Yes, from 3 to 4. What that basically means is, do you want to flame a charger? You want to flame a Hulk? Yeah.
Grazie.
Right, so the short range of the flamethrower is gonna be... I mean, it's still a problem that you have short range with a flamethrower, but...
You'll be rewarded better for that. You're giving up your range, so we also think like, let's also give you more damage. The torture does 50% more damage.
Va bene.
So, and
50% più di danno, fuoco. Buono, buono.
With the hogs.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
I haven't tried that yet, but...
Ma dovrebbe.
You could say that it would be a cooking showdown. Okay, so what have we done for sidearms?
Well, we've done some things.
Ok, per le pistole, vabbè, le armi.
You got an extra magazine.
Okay.
Like, it'll be happy.
Va bene, però non sono quelle interessate. A me sono... Io di solito uso la pistola lanciagranate, utilissima per i contro i bug.
Okay. That also goes for size, I realized. It didn't say that. But yes, no recoil, gathers heats more slowly. We increase the damage.
Ah, va bene, so quello dovrebbe essere la pistola laser.
Or around 250. And it also sets enemies on fire faster.
Right,
and è quella laser.
Per second.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the crisper.
Yeah, it got the same.
La pistolina lanciafiamme, ok, ma me ne dicono tutte diverse.
Weapons, as the torture. 50% more damage. They have the same damage. They also have increased armor penetration. So the difference between the crisper and the torture is basically, well, that it's a secondary versus a primary, but you have more fuel in your torture.
Ok, hanno appena detto comunque che la pistolina lanciafiamme e il torture sono più o meno la stessa identica arma, solo che nel torture è una primaria e c'hai più benzina, c'hai più munizioni rispetto alla pistoletta, però fanno lo stesso di danno, quindi comunque se vuoi avere la potenza di fuoco ma avere un'altra arma primaria è un'ottima soluzione la pistolina.
Anti-tank weapons, recoilless, quasar, commando, expendable anti-tank, spear, patriot exosuits,
tutte quelle grosse.
And maybe more?
Yeah, there's probably something more here. Sight rockets, I guess.
Yeah. Right, their damage has been increased massively.
Ok.
Yes.
Ah, hanno proprio
the recoilless went from 650 up to 3,200.
Due colpi e muore?
And doesn't take a math genius to figure out that that's a lot more.
Questo mi fa sempre più preoccupare di cosa arriverà adesso. Le orde infinite.
The armored enemies has also gone up some, not to the extent that anti-tank weapons have, and their weak spots have not gone up in health. Well, this is like the charger butt has not gone up in health. The head have, but it's a target for this type of weapons.
Okay.
Ok. Guarda in testa.
And yeah, we have it basically into three type of categories, which was slightly different than they were before. So, because you have your spear, it's the big puncher. It does 4,000 damage now. So I think it's the one with the highest damage.
So you'll definitely eliminate almost anything that it hits.
Yes. I think a Bile Titan and a Factory Strider can take more than one hit.
Okay. But in two they'll...
Yes.
Finito.
Finito.
So then we have the recoilless rifle and the spear are the big hitters. You don't have to be that precise. If you hit the charger in the side, it'll die. And if you want to be more precise, then you have the next category of weapon, which is it's like the expandable anti-tank. It's the quasar. If you hit the head of a charger, it'll die. Also a charger.
Vero?
Hit the head, it'll die.
Questo è il Behemoth. Un colpo il Behemoth. Ma cazzo, quanto come ti divertivi, dovevi evitarli.
Pour into it and so forth.
Yes. And then we have the third category, which is like the commando, the Patriot exosuit rockets, and they do a lot of damage. So you can just like pour into it, and like stuff will die. Stuff will die faster than it used to, but it won't be as much of a one-shot solution.
Okay. So basically, what this means for all of these dedicated anti-tank weapons, if I team up with somebody and as it's a reload capacity as a team weapon, you'll be able to lay down some proper fire.
Oh yeah, if you take a recoilless rifle and you have a body that reloads you, like
ormai sì, anche aiutare uno a caricare ha senso, perché un colpo shotti. Ovviamente hanno aumentato lo spawn,
like having a delete button on hand that
ci sta, aumenti lo spawn, ma me li fai più leggeri da ammazzare, è divertente.
So grenade launcher.
Yeah.
E so perché? Perché quelle granate di quel colore orribile?
have an extra mag.
Ah, va bene.
Don't you?
Yeah. Okay, so that means
Basta.
you have 3 belts now?
Yeah, you start with 2, and if you start with the max, then you'll have 3.
Okay.
We did increase the explosion radius a bit, because why not?
Ma hai fatto caso? Ci prendono le cinture proprio come munizioni per il lanciagranate?
And what about the laser cannon? I assume it follows the rest of the lasers?
Yes, it does. But because it's AP4, it can now hurt a bile titan.
Oh, okay. So you'll see a laser
okay.
of 4 laser cannon users just bringing down bile titans.
Yeah, if you want to do that, if you want to have a laser show and you want to kill
In
big
4
stuff,
shot il go contro il Titan.
Cool.
Che già tanto gli fai tantissimi danni per dei fuoco comunque.
Weapon that has been varied a little bit in efficiency
Tante
is the
armi da
arc
provare,
thrower.
tante.
What's its thing now?
yeah,
Arc
so
Tower,
we're bringing it back closer
Come prima, non sono un amante delle
to
elettriche.
its former glory plus them some more. It is currently
Ragazzi, siamo solo a metà, quindi queste le armi, poi vediamo gli altri aggiustamenti. Tantissima roba.
35 meters, we took it up to 55.
A 55 metri, quindi a distanzissima.
We'll
Guarda, però li fa scoppiare.
and branch off. So now you usually won't hit one target. It will jump around a lot more.
Oh, and that includes your friends as well.
Yes, of course.
So more volatile, more powerful. Kill your friends.
Yeah, and it has the stun effect.
Oh,
Arc
right,
weapons.
right.
Stun.
Anche, vabbè, pure uno stun.
Okay, yeah,
Vabbè,
it
ti
follows the
metti
same
armatura
logic as the
anti-elettricità.
Yeah.
Which is great, and it's that kind of consistency that we're looking through for in all of the weapon systems, so that if you know lasers, and they work the same way. The arc weapons, they work in a similar fashion.
Yeah.
So what have we
Il
done?
railgun, questa l'abbiamo già vista.
Booted it up again. So the railgun does a lot of damage to normal enemies. It didn't do that much to very large enemies and like large volume bodies, also known as the durable damage.
Tutti con railgun adesso
So
in build.
we kind of quadrupled that, basically.
Okay.
From 60 to
Vedo questi numeri, la
225 in durable
quadruplicata.
damage. And then to reward you properly for when you're taking risk, like just in safe mode it will be stronger, but also remember, like, the big enemies also gone up in health, so it will be stronger against them, but it still won't be like extremely strong. But by taking it into unsafe mode, we normally, if you charge it up like close to full, you did 50% more damage. Now you'll do 150% more. Yeah.
Okay.
It's times 2.5 instead of
Dovrebbe
times
shottarlo quindi,
1.5.
è unsafe.
So you get properly rewarded.
Anche perché se non sbaglio imparavi la
And
shottare,
does it still have the same overcharge time as before?
Yes.
Okay. The Stalwart follows the same
Qual è il Stalwart?
logic as the Liberator. It
Ah,
fires the
quello
same rounds,
pesante,
so it goes
ok.
from 60 to 70 damage, durable damage increase, and stagger force increase. So it is basically a high capacity
Creiamo
Liberator
tutto,
that you'll be
danno,
able to
stun,
use more
caricatore.
effectively now, especially against like charger butts, underside of Bile Titans and so forth.
Yeah.
Oh,
And the anti-material
servirà
rifle
qualcosa a
has
sparargli.
gone to become a proper anti-material
Yes.
rifle.
Yes.
Una bomba
It's,
antimateria, ti
we
prego.
increased the
Gioco
durable
solo
damage
questo.
towards like large enemies, but now their armor, like the enemy's armor is lower, so now you can actually hurt it. So if you want to take an anti-material rifle and just like unload all of that into a charger, you'll do stuff. And it's not like you're gonna one-shot it in the head, but if you unload a clip in the head,
Ok, quindi più
I haven't done
colpi.
proper math on that. I think it dies.
Yeah, it's the technical term.
Yes.
But it still has the kind of same use that it did before, where it's like devastators and the hive guard primary targets for it. But it can also start. It's now also efficient against the heavy units.
Yes.
So a heavy machine gun is now able to defeat Charger, Bile Titan, Impaler, Hulks.
Yes, it's very satisfying.
Yeah.
Hey.
So, and it uses a roughly the same caliber ammunition as an anti-material rifle, so it also staggers better.
Bello, cominciano a fare.
The next one is maybe a bit controversial, but we compensated for it, and it's the Commando.
Ah, già il
does not
comando.
destroy a fabricator on one rocket anymore.
No.
But we gave the fabricator health and
Cioè?
like a proper armor. So any weapon that has anti-tank capacity or like the railgun and stuff can.
Ok. Questo è un blocco perché... Quindi in poche parole hanno diminuito il potere del comando, ma perché hanno messo ai fabbricatori una specie di vita, quindi adesso tutte le armi che hanno più o meno anti-tank potranno buttarle, che sono anti-tank, potranno buttarle giù. Carino.
Destroy fabricators now. Recoilers will do it in one shot. I think like an Eater or Quasar will do it in one shot too. The commando actually needs to.
Perfetto. Così non devi più
health,
cervellarti come ammazzarle, finisci le granate, finisci tutto, non sai più come buttarli giù se non c'hai un'arma decente.
Isn't that
Bello.
causing a scenario where you'll shoot it and you don't know what happens to it?
Ah, good point. We did add some effects to it to show how damaged it is. So if you take your commando and
carino,
throw one
aspetta.
rocket to it,
Vedi, così dovrebbe essere a
to
posto.
show
Con
how
queste fiamme quasi distrutto.
damaged it is. So if you take your commando and throw one rocket into it, you'll notice that it's damaged.
Okay.
Molto molto carino.
That's actually great.
Queste le cose che...
Flamethrowers in general
vabbè, il
are
flamethrower.
just like more powerful. They're back to their former glory in visuals. They're more powerful as it should be, right? Like we always prided ourselves that like our
Sta facendo venire
flamethrowers
voglia proprio di provarle.
and somehow
Di provarle tutte quante.
And here we are, power make it great again.
Yeah. And now they can also defeat enemies like the Charger, Bile Titan, Impaler and Hulks.
Yeah, just flame away.
Perfetto.
For grenades, we've
granate
only
che hanno
changed
fatto.
2 grenades. It's the Frag and the Thermite. Where the Thermite is probably the one that has the biggest change. It went from 100 damage to 2000.
Yeah.
Ora la Thermite fa davvero quello che doveva fare.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah. So, and this to
Faceva 100 danni prima, nulla, ecco che era inutile.
counter the increased health of the enemies, which means that you'll be able to take out those kind of heavy hitter.
Voglio aspettate,
It's an anti-tank weapon, basically. It's a grenade that should kill that type of thing.
Quanto ci mette
So
a
it needs to
morire?
do its job. So
10 secondi. 10-15 secondi.
if you take a thermite and you chuck it on the charger and it sticks to the body
Ottimo.
or its head or something,
Ottimo
it's gonna die.
lavoro. Davvero un ottimo lavoro.
Cool.
You can carry less of them though. You only get 3.
Ok, te ne porti. Ah, ecco,
500
bel lavoro
kilobomb.
questo.
Radius.
Questo è quello che è uscito come
Yes.
ultimo, se non sbaglio.
It's back, baby. No, wait. It never was here.
Ah,
It is now what it's supposed to be.
yeah. The 500 kilobomb radius is as the visual explosion says that it should be. So it'll blow up. Radius is
Guardate, guarda che
as the
bello.
visual
Ed è il momento in cui scoppiano gli insetti. Oh. Boom.
that it should be. So it'll
Da
blow up
500k.
a lot of enemies.
We adjusted all the other like barrages, etc., to match for the health increase of the big enemies. They should feel roughly the same, maybe a bit more powerful. Like big booms should boom big.
Big boom.
Yeah. And that's the orbital barrages, eagle air strikes, orbital ray cannon, etc. Just to be able to mitigate those enemies. But it also means that if you hit smaller enemies, they'll basally obliterate them immediately.
And the orbital rail cannon will one-shot a bile titan.
Davvero?
Let's
Il Rail Cannon one shot.
talk about the Emancipator.
Yeah.
Le mance che hanno
Okay, so the
pompato.
Emancipator, with its 4 autocannons,
Sì.
we've adjusted the fire rate on each of the weapons from 125 to 175, which
spara
means
più
that you'll be
velocemente.
able to do more burst damage.
Yeah, you can fire more.
Carino.
And because you want to fire more, we also gave you more ammo.
Grazie.
So,
You get a 100 shots per arm instead of 75.
okay, so 200 total and then a faster fire rate.
Yes. And we more than doubled the damage versus durable, so you can now properly use it against Bile Titan chargers and heavy stuff.
Okay, that's nice. And we're back.
Yes.
Divertimento
Never left.
infinito.
Right. Imagine just saying
Oh,
we're
infatti
back.
tipo un cane.
We're
C'è un
just go to
cucciolo.
the next count. That's dumb. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about
Adesso passiamo ai nemici, più o meno ai nerf che hanno fatto a loro, ai buff che hanno fatto più o meno per noi.
gameplay changes to enemies. There's a lots of things
Hanno
that
fatto
we've
vedere, se
done.
non sbaglio, solo uno, che è quello dei rocket launcher, che mettono un po' finiti i colpi, non ricaricano più.
And it's in the sort of in the spirit of like, yes, weapons are more powerful in this update.
Yeah.
It is going to be much more engaging to play, but with that, to retain some of that challenge, we've really taken a good hard look at a lot of the enemies. Hulks. Another fan favorite, or well, probably my nemesis. It kills me more than any other enemy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I always die.
Probabilmente sì.
More weapons can damage it, like it has lower armor, but we decrease the health of the weak spot, or like on the back, so they'll be easier to destroy. We did also increase. I thought the bruisers, they didn't do that much usually, so we increased how often they fire, and we ripped their, I think it's left arm off, and the rocket launcher, and we gave them an energy cannon instead.
Okay, that's great, because it will cause me to ragdoll less.
Yeah, you'll just take a lot of damage when it hits you.
Okay, so it's...
quindi non mi Non ho compreso un attimo. Dovrebbe essere... Gli hanno levato le braccia motoseghe, altre le hanno sostituite con 2 cannoni, ma anche il lanciafiamme non c'è più?
You'll just take a lot of damage when it hits you.
Okay. Cause me to...
Give them an energy cannon instead.
Okay, that's
energy
great,
cannon...
It will cause me to ragdoll less.
No, questo non è che mi sia contento, mi piaceva quello. Okay, oppure un altro modello, si incontra anche questo modello, che se incontriamo anche questo modello so carino, mi piacciono le variazioni, però il lanciafiamme appunto mi piaceva, ormai avevo anche l'armor che mi resisteva al fuoco.
There's enough rockets on the bot side.
Yeah, so. I know, and you've said so as well.
Yeah.
That when playing against the bots, you are often just rolling around in the dirt.
Yeah.
What is up then with the devastators, like rocket devastators, specifically?
Yeah, very specifically. Yes. So the rocket devastators,
Questa è la stessa che abbiamo già visto.
When they fire a rocket, you'll see one go away, and I think they can only fire like 3 bursts or something of it, and then they need to reload because they have an extra pack of rockets on the back. They can reload once.
Ok, quindi 6 volte.
So basically, I'm hiding behind a rock. They blow their load all over me, and then I can move out of cover.
Yes. If you hide behind a rock, they'll eventually run out of rock. That's...
Yeah, it'll be a little bit of a walk of shame, but I think that's nice.
Walk of shame.
Cool.
Yeah, we should also mention the collision of the rockets is smaller.
Okay.
So you used to be able to, like, the rocket actually missed you, but it exploded anyway, and then you ragdolled.
Okay, and
posso evitarli di poco, che mi esplodono a caso accanto.
Yeah.
How much bigger was the collision box for the rocket then?
About that big.
Okay, so
we reduced it by 80%.
Okay, do gunships as well run out of ammo now?
Yes. Yes, they do.
Vanno?
Well, moving from long-range blow-up things to close-range chop things.
Right. My favorite.
Berserkers.
Yes. The berserkers. So we decreased the health a little bit, and for some reason they had a little bit more health in the head than a devastator.
Okay.
So I don't know why, but that's gone now. And the devastators, they have the abdomen is like a weak spot for them. It wasn't for the berserkers, so now it is.
Okay,
ottimo, quindi qua dovrebbe essere debole per i berserker.
The devastators and the berserkers.
Yes.
Okay, one of the things that the community has commented on the most, I think, is the charger.
Yes.
What's our perspective on the charger? What have we done and why?
Right. So the charger is like, it's often there. It used to be very armored, and it was like hard to tackle. You needed the right tools, and usually you ran out of, like, I don't have more rockets now, so I guess I'll just drown in chargers. Well, we lowered the armor. As we said before, you have a lot of more tools that can actually deal with it. We lowered the health of the butt.
Ok, qui ammazziamo prima, gli hanno abbassato la vita sul culo.
We also lowered the armor significantly on the belly. You can actually take a liberator and shoot it in the belly if you're for some reason under it.
Ah.
You probably should.
Quindi gli hanno abbassato l'armor sulla pancia, però se tu sei sotto di lui gli puoi fare danni anche con il liberato, quando ha detto così. Se per qualche motivo siamo sotto.
You probably shouldn't be there, but if you can find the belly, like it's much more vulnerable now.
So if you find the charger
Vabbè,
of the
lanci
rock,
forse una granata
then you'll
sotto.
be able to defeat it from
Sì.
the front, from underneath.
Yes, the charger of the rock it will
Charger of
be
the
less
rock.
of a menace.
Yeah. What is this? What is its wisdom?
Yeah. We also made sure that when you blow off a side or the butt, how much damage you do to the insides when you've exposed it to gooey center, that's you do 100% more damage now to it.
Okay, so basically you expose its inner organs, and bullets hurt it in the organs.
Yeah.
Ah,
you would
ok.
think that would be
Quando
obvious.
spari nei
Yeah.
punti, giustamente, senza armor fai il 100% più di
also,
danni,
let's go
quello
into
che
the-
pensavo
its
fosse
charge.
prima. Quanto
Yeah,
ci-
because one of the things that
Erano
really
100%
frustrated me
più
when,
danni,
when
pensavo.
playing the game is the way that the charger passed me, and I was gonna lay into it with the stalwart, and it immediately turned around.
It's a classic 180 charge scope.
Yeah.
So first
non
of
mi
all,
è
it charges
capitato.
less often.
Okay.
So when you have a lot, like especially when you have several chargers, like there's just like a bullfighting fest going on. It will be less so, but it's also it turns slower. Like when it's charging, it will turn slightly slower,
Okay.
and then when it's not charging, so when it has completed its charge, needs to turn around, or you're trying to get around it, it will turn. I think it's around half the speed. It's still
uguale.
not, like super slow to
Cosa è
turn,
cambiato?
but
È
it is
identico
less
come
of
si
a,
gira.
I'm just gonna turn.
Che vabbè, a me piacevano i
Right,
charger,
it gives
non
me
mi
a
sono mai
little bit more of
lamentato
a
dei
chance.
charger.
But with that, it also means that it will charge less often, but it also has to turn around, which is a little bit slower, which means that it will charge even less. So fighting multiple chargers at any one time won't be like a mad bull rush constantly.
Sì,
yes.
hurling
perché devi,
at-
se lotti
But to
contro un
compensate
sacco
for
di
that,
charger contemporanei devi
and
morire.
because it's logical,
Sei nel Divers, non sei
when
Superman.
you get hit by the charger, it'll hurt more.
So you mean that this like 5-ton, 10-ton, 15-ton
Yeah, something like that.
bus hitting me will hurt.
Yeah, I mean it's an outrageous proposition, I know, but
Ti fa più male.
yeah,
Boh.
it'll hurt.
Sono vivo?
Okay, so
No,
one
ero
of the
morto.
more recent additions to the bug horde, the impaler.
So
cambiano
it also has
l'impalatore
lower
pure?
armor,
Ah,
so
meno
you can
armor,
use more
vabbè.
weapons to kill it. It's like exposed head has less health.
La testa esposta, se non l'avete visto, l'impalatore comunque che è stato aggiunto con Exhalation di Libertà. È quel bestione insettoso che la testa gli finisce sottoterra e poi comincia a far uscire i suoi tentacoli come pali dal terreno per impalarti. Impalator. E quella è la testa
it'll die
esposta.
pretty fast. But
C'è un
to
bat.
compensate, the tentacles
Ah,
that
essi hanno
just
più
ragdolled
velocemente.
you all the time and basically didn't do much damage at all.
Infatti.
They won't ragdoll you as much because you'll die faster.
Oh,
It'll do a lot more damage.
checks out because it's a big stabby pointy thing and it probably weighs a
Ora
couple of
l'impalatore ti
lots
sciotta.
of
Guarda.
pounds or kilos or
Infatti
whatever.
non faceva troppi, cioè faceva il suo, però boom, ti buttava massimo, se avevi poca vita ti shottava. Poi ti esplodevi, però se no ti buttava da un'altra parte, massimo ti faceva più danno la caduta che altro.
Weight
Yeah.
measurement to use.
So
And it comes down at a broad rapid
Ora sarà
speed.
complicato con l'impalatore.
it looks like it will smush you, and it will.
Buono,
Well, checks
grazie.
out. And then we noticed some other issues with the impaler as well. Like it has the camera shake with it was way too aggressive.
Yeah.
There's some just quality of life things that we've fixed for it.
Yeah. So we lowered the camera shake because it got into some sort of like roller coaster situation where it's just like I can't really see what I'm
Hanno
doing.
diminuito lo shake della camera quando ti impala
And
l'impalatore.
we also lowered the damage you need to do to them to retract. So
Ah,
if you just
ok.
like put some fire into them, they will like go down.
Perché i pali dell'impalatore restano comunque per un po' e continuano a colpire. Hanno diminuito il danno che tu gli devi fare per farli tornare dentro. Carino.
Again.
Okay, right. So even if I don't have the anti-tank weapons or something with a high damage output, I can just ensure
Senza anche armi con alto danno se ne va subito.
Yeah.
How about Bile Titans then?
Yeah.
Che
I
gli
mean,
avete fatto? Che gli avete fatto al mio
yeah,
piccolo?
like the whole thing with all changing of health, but it is like the underside of it Like when you destroy its belly, it can't puke anymore, and then it used to be kind of armored.
Cioè, se gli distruggiamo lo stomaco non può più sputare l'acido? Questa è la cosa più bella che hanno fatto.
On the downside, even though it was very fleshy and it was weird, and you guys have told us that it's weird, we agree. So it's unarmored basically underneath now. It'll still take a lot of bullets to take it down. Like it is smart. It's a bigger enemy. You should probably use something that explodes, because explosions works very well against exposed flesh.
Right.
Who could have known?
So a grenade launcher is going to be more effective.
Oh, per fortuna che il lanciagranate era inutile alle volte. Alle volte era proprio inutile contro di lui.
The autocannon will have an improved effect on it if you hit its underside.
Yeah.
Flamethrower?
Yes.
Perfetto, cioè così almeno puoi avere davvero la tua qualsiasi build tu abbia, puoi fare qualcosa, no? Che certe volte ti trovi davvero inutile, devi soltanto scappare, che molte volte è sempre meglio scappare che affrontare l'orda, però
so
ognuno ha il
standing
suo
under
play.
Flame upwards.
Yes.
Maybe not the safest spot to be, but
and no, but you know.
But
when you're
cool.
a Helldiver,
like you want to stand under a big enemy and just flame upwards.
You're a Helldiver in a war zone. Nothing is a safe spot. So you just like go for glory.
Go for glory.
Why not?
Ecco, pure questo lo provo a fare, molte volte era inutile. Bellissimo ragazzi, bellissimo. E questo era il patch note. Eccoci qua ragazzi, alla fine di questa patch note. Devo dire che hanno davvero portato tantissima roba, tantissimi buff e anche nerf, che neanche troppo nerf, anzi che probabilmente porteranno il gioco a un livello superiore. Io stavo vedendo in questo momento SteamDB, ma siamo già 43.000 giocatori, 43.000 Helldivers online. Là, se vedete la stanghetta qua sotto, anzi vi pompo un pochettino la linea temporale, ha avuto proprio un livellamento tremendo, sì, perché di media comunque i giocatori in questi giorni erano sui 20.000, quindi siamo davvero tanti. Ragazzi, anche questo video sta per finire, naturalmente spero che questa visione della patch insieme vi sia piaciuta. Se è così lasciatemi un fantastico like qua sotto e anche un commento per dirmi tutto quello che pensate di questa patch, se è di vostro gradimento o se volevate qualcos'altro. Naturalmente accendete la campanella per restare sempre informati sui miei prossimi aggiornamenti e iscrivetevi. Detto questo ragazzi, ci vediamo sul campo di battaglia. Ciao.